Welcome to another episode of Terrible Advice. On this episode, we have a woman who is giving some advice. Trigger alert, trigger alert. Now, before we get into this clip, I want you guys to think about something. Wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger. And then, is she looking to do business or is she actually looking for romance? Let me introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, so let's get into it.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh.
I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs. Okay. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe, and now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have the expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're gonna wanna run. Because she doesn't stretch you, she doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
Be cutting up. I'm talking about me.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel disrespected listening to this woman, but one thing that stood out to me is, fellas, here's an example of money over love. We have it backwards. We think that they're gonna love us and then they're gonna love the lifestyle that we provide. No, they want to love the lifestyle and then they hope to love you. So just remember that is backwards. This woman gave a perfect example. Why? Again, this is terrible advice. Now, if you're making 50,000, that means you're average. You're making the average amount. If you're making 70,000, you're now in the top 20% of earners. I just want you guys to let that sink in. So now when she's talking about dating, you can't date. You can date, but you're not going to be able to wow her, right? And the people in the top 20% don't even get to wow those women because they are probably used to it. Why? Because they've been in the game long enough to where they have been with men who spend that kind of money. When you're making 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, right? There's a certain lifestyle that you have. For instance, you don't have to go to the Cheesecake Factory. You can go to Ruth's Chris. Now, when I say that, I mean every day, every night. Here is what a wife actually sounds like.
I want the kind of husband that when people run into him, they be like, man, you really look good. And he be like, I got a wife, she take good care of me.
This is the type of woman that you actually want in your life, because she's right. Courtship costs. Oh my gosh, it costs to court a woman. Now, here's the thing. Is she worth it? Because this woman talked about the bottom of the barrel, and you know, we looking at her and saying, well, hold on, wait a minute. When I look at this woman, the first thought that came to mind was healthy or greedy, right? Like which one is she? The reason you're probably looking for someone to deal with you for a long period of time is because as people, we all go through things. We go through a life cycle. There's a point in time where you're beautiful, and then there's a point in time when you are not, because our bodies break down over time. Now, pair that with a woman who is unappreciative, who doesn't exercise,
You can go for 22 walks in the park.
who is not healthy. How much faster is she going to break down? How much faster? Think about it. There are men that'll tell you, hey, you don't want a woman that starts off as thick because she's going to end. Before we continue with this video, I need you to do me a huge favor. Like this video, then subscribe to the channel. After you do that, hit that notification bell for more videos like this. All right, let's get back to the video, because she's going to end up being way more than just thick. Women care about what you look like, but they care more about how much money you have. How are these women's body counts soaring, right? How are they going through the roof? They are not all banging men that are making 50,000 or more. And let's just say that they are. Let's just say that they are. They will share you. Once you start making a certain amount, they will share you because there's not a lot of men making that. For instance, if you make 70,000 plus a year, you are in the top 20% of earners. 70,000. I just want you guys to let that sink in, because the advice that she's giving to women is if you make 50,000 or less, don't date. All she's talking about is the money. She's not talking about the lifestyle, how that man can treat you, because that's going to come into play later. Now, here's the thing. When that man is in the top 5, the top 10% of earners, that means he's not going to have a lot of time to give her. And this woman here, I can tell you, she will not appreciate the quality time that this man is able to give her, because it's not going to be a lot of time. And that time is not going to be up to her standard. Think about it. This woman used an example of walks in the park, 22 walks, and you being able to buy a bottle of water that costs $3. I don't think she should have used walking 22 times, because and then drinking water, I don't know. I mean, because when I see her, I'm like, okay, I've noticed that's what women look like before the BBLs, right? Like some women, like they look like this before the BBLs.
You can go for 22 walks.
Hey, Lord have mercy.
Telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
So I'm not trying to disrespect her. I'm just saying, like, she wants something that is rare. It's ultra rare. Like, it's so rare that it's crazy when women actually disrespect those men, because what other options do they actually have, right? And I'm saying this to you fellas because I want this terrible advice to motivate you. Think about it. Courtship, making 50,000 a year. You can't date. Yes, you can. You just end up going to places like the Cheesecake Factory or some other places that are less expensive. The good thing about those places is if that woman is rocking with you, she rocking with you. But here's the most important thing. It doesn't matter how much money you make or don't make. At some point in time, she's not going to be satisfied by anything that you do. If she has dealt with men who are in the top 5 and the top 10% of men, meaning they make 100,000, 250,000. Oh my gosh, God forbid if they make over 500,000, because that means that was a 1%er, right? She ain't gonna appreciate that guy either. She's gonna still feel like she can do better. So what I'm saying is she's unsatisfiable. And the thing is, most men will look at that woman and say, damn, I would be settling for her. If you make it to the top 10%, do you know what the women are actually going to look like? Meaning you make 100,000, 200,000 a year. Do you know what the women are going to look like? And I'm talking about of all nationalities. You get the best of the best, the prime, the most beautiful, the most gorgeous. Are you going to choose her when you have the option to choose whatever you want? Now, if this is your type of lady, hey, this is your type of lady. And, you know, I mean, she's going to keep you stressed out. She's going to keep you broke because she's going to be demanding that you do things that keep money running out of your pockets, not being able to invest money anywhere. So fellas, I say allow this terrible advice to actually motivate you to do better, because it's not all bad, but the reason it's terrible is because the majority of people don't make this. The majority of people are not virgins, right? Which means they desire intimacy from somewhere. And when men don't get that intimacy, that's when the world becomes more dangerous, because now you have these men who are you know, they're really trying to get a woman and they're really trying to hold on to her. Because once you reach the level that she's talking about, she will be pushed to the side. I'm telling you, there are beautiful women on this planet, and she wants you to have what the gorgeous women want you to have. So it's really going to be up to you what you choose. Remember, this is stripper culture. Friends with benefits, situationships, flings, and vacay bays. Also, I remember I asked you guys, just think about this. Wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger. A wife, a companion, they're not really going to sound like this. So I have a question for you guys. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you're watching these videos, you are becoming a better version of yourself. That means you 2.4. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.